Welcome, friends of all designs, to the next episode of Paul and James Wrestle for Control, episode 2. In this episode,
Paul
we
wins.
go from what? Yeah, I win. Yeah. We will go from the first arrival at the PowerPoint into the completion of the main mission threshold, which is a pretty big chunk of time. I didn't actually record how much time it was. I was, aiming for 2 hours.
Yeah,
but
it was a little hard to judge because, well, I mean, I lost all my progress leading up to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
This is something I suppose before we actually even get to from the power plant. When I first played, I just played the game. I didn't record any footage. Then we thought for this game club, we should have some footage. So I said, oh, well, I guess I'll replay the entire game. And it recorded a black screen. So
You had to then do it
then I tested the recorder, and now I played the whole thing again. Because it's not like you can go back and just replay chapters, or like you can go back in chapters, but it just wipes your progress anyway. So you may as well just start from the beginning.
Yeah. Where in my case, I just had my progress disappear. And this isn't a slide on the game. This is a pre-release version we were playing at the time. So it happened.
What was interesting, because now that I've become quite an expert of the first 90 minutes or so of this game.
And you can blitz through the beginning of that game if you want to.
Pretty fast. Yeah. Well, I mean, other than the fact I had to let the cutscenes record because I wanted to leave them in the recording, I reckon it actually was only more like half an hour of actual gameplay.
Yeah.
I suppose you also have the time of you actually just working out the world the first time you play through. But it's interesting with the things that actually changed over that time. So
cinematics play properly now.
They fixed the cinematics, which we didn't actually detail last episode because it didn't really matter because no one will ever see them. But there was things like the first boss fight against the first flying enemy. It's like they spawn mobs and they would chase you all over the level and were quite an annoyance. And now they just stay downstairs.
Yep.
So it's like, alright,
I mean,
cool.
The boss fight's still not very good, but it was at least slightly less annoying.
You're not going to get flanked in the back while you try to get an annoying shot up.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? Oh, like I am 100% sure the first time I played it, there was a difficulty selection.
Yeah, I think there was too. I vaguely remember
it's gone.
that.
When you started the game on PC, it asked if you wanted DirectX 11 or 12.
Yep, that was gone.
That's gone. Just a little bit of stuff. A few gameplay things. It's interesting to see we play at this point. But anyway, let's not harp on too much about that. So I listened back to the first thing, what we were talking about, and it's funny the things that we sort of skipped. Like we mentioned the janitor, but we didn't really talk about our continued meetings with him or what we think of him.
Hear about the job.
So Artie,
Well, he's 2 months.
There's assistant.
Like,
well, yeah, I mean, but
at least
that's one
he's
of the
going to
things.
play a major role. Like,
Go that way to the elevator.
yeah, there's something going on with that
Thanks.
guy.
Elevator that
At
way.
the very beginning of the game, you go up and it's in the footage. I made sure I looked at it. You've got 3 portraits in sort of the foyer, and the middle one is our bureau at work, and it's a shot of the janitor from behind in the darkness. And then when you go around and you come back to that room, that painting is gone, and that's where the elevator is to enter the bureau. But also, a lot of the intro is talking about going behind the poster and basically talking about Shawshank Redemption.
Poster.
Yes.
It's like, so you go behind the janitor's poster to find the entrance. You're getting out of the prison or into the prison. Who can tell? The world is stupid. But it's Remedy stupid. Like, because we did also do, like the details of the story.
I'm gonna tell her why.
Your character is from their hometown. Do you remember what their hometown is called, James?
Ordinary. Hometown of Ordinary.
I'm from Ordinary. I'm just regular girl.
But Paul, that town is nothing but ordinary.
Oh, it would be a mistake to think that it was Ordinary. There was so much that went on there, and they did, and some of that gets detailed in this playthrough. Yeah, it's got that.
It's too much already.
I don't know. I feel like it's
I can't tell her about.
like Remedy is silly, but they take the silly so seriously. Sometimes I forget to laugh.
Well, they play it pretty straight.
They play it very straight. But also, like, you got all the silly videos around. There's gags through most of the written material, which I've now sat down and read a bunch of.
Yeah. There's also
mostly because I was trying to
the,
work out how to fucking upgrade my guns.
There's also the puppet show. I found a couple of episodes of that.
Oh, I haven't seen any of the puppet show.
Yeah, like it's another one. It's another full motion video thing. But it's just 2, I assume, kids. You don't see any faces.
Yeah.
Just recording their own puppet show with a kind of marionette. And it reminds me a lot of like the kind of videos you watch in Max Payne. Like it's really got that kind of tone to it.
I mean, they've always got that show within a show within their games. It's a very Remedy staple. And yeah, it's... I think as I've played more of it, I've learnt to laugh a bit more. And I'm like, all right, this is all very silly. It's good. So, also, I thought I'd just mention now that because we recorded the last episode before I recorded the footage. If you're watching the footage, I am playing that game on all the lowest settings because running the recorder on my old PC means to just turn everything down to make it run even decently to play. But it still looks pretty good. It's a good looking game.
It is, yeah. Like it's still. I mean, at first I was sort of not taken back, but like impressed. You know, like it looks good. I still think it looks good. I don't know, like it's a very visually appealing game to look at.
Well, it's like so it's got the whole brutalist architecture going for it. So sort of lots of flats, very bold colors when it's got the colors. You know, normally just really deep reds, like much deeper than you'd normally put in a game. So at first I found a few sections difficult to see enemies in that, but I got so used to that now. It's a very striking, quite minimalist look to the whole thing. But that also means that when chaos is going on, all the destruction is even like the environments are like big and for all this chaos to take place in. So as you start getting powers and stuff, which I guess we'll go into a bit more. Although we had a lot of them in the first episode, stuff gets a bit wild and shit flies everywhere. It's good fun. Anyway, so we're in the power station and we've got the very exciting sounding task of turning on the pumps and turning on the power or something the power. We've got to clear the pumps and turn them on.
Yeah, clear the pumps, turn on the power.
Because
which I managed
to turn on the
completely fuck up along the way too.
What did you do?
I managed to completely screw it up to start off with.
Yeah.
So the first bit I did in this for this mission was where you have to put the power nodes into the pumps. I didn't know I could put the block into the pump, and so I get to this area.
They taught you that earlier.
Yeah, I know, but like,
in fact, even to get into the area, you've got to put one on the door to reopen the door.
I think I knew you could do it, but I just missed the block, and I missed where it had to go.
They're all over that area, man. There's like twice plus the level number you need.
It's not like I didn't notice them. It was more I didn't. Maybe it's because there was so many. I just was like kind of tuned them out. So I went into the pump room.
You just thought, these are things I can throw at people later when there'll be a fight here?
And if you don't turn on a single pump, not much is there. So I'm like, this is a bit empty. And at the end of it, there's like another little puzzle, another section where you deal with like the clog. We'll talk about it a little bit. But basically, I did that. I had this very climactic ending where I walked out the puzzle out of sequence. Or the whole area out of sequence.
No. You can't turn on the pumps until you've cleared the clock.
Oh, okay, so I did it right. Okay, then that first part kind of confused me a bit because I was in this empty space where I'm like, I don't really know what I'm meant to be doing here.
Look, this game is... There's a lot of spaces where you're like, I bet a fight's going to happen here, and then it doesn't. But here's the weird thing. So Control takes a weird amount from sort of MMO and sort of live service games, even though it isn't any of those things, where you've got the main story, sure, but also you'll just be walking around and it'll say, you got 20 minutes to kill a bunch of guys down in maintenance. And there's just a timed mission to go do a thing. So it has all these sort of like random, like on the fly generated missions that do. So a lot of places that, you know, look like they'll have a fight may not ever have a story fight. I mean, we're not finished the game, so we don't know if we never have a set one there. But it doesn't mean you can't ever walk through and there'll suddenly be enemies there and have all sorts of strange encounters, which is kind of nice. It means sometimes I walk into an area and say, I'm ready for this fight. And then, I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's just a room. It's fine.
There's especially a few little nooks and crannies that I go into and I'm like, there's a room. I'm like, I feel like this is a quest room. Like, I think there was one where I just found this empty office where there was nothing there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a side quest eventually.
Did you go into the office that's nothing but post-it notes?
I did.
It's
I did do that.
Okay, so anyway, back on. So we have to go and clear out the clog, which is basically the Great Mighty Pooh from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Which it's so weird at the moment because it's the first sort of like we've got all these hiss monsters going around, which are basically just even the ones that are like exploders. I think they're still just people that are infected, and then just suddenly there's a big monstrous load of shit with eyeballs that vomit shit at you.
Well, I don't think you've got up. Have you done any mold quests yet?
No, I've just hit the option to do those. I was waiting until the next one to
So
do
we'll talk
them.
more about that one, but they're like probably next episode. But they are starting to introduce. It's not just the hiss, like the idea
Yeah.
of like a sentient poop.
Well, that's the thing that they have in this world. They've got they've been doing paranormal stuff for a long time, and yeah, the hiss is the new thing, not the thing they've been dealing with for years. So I also like. I mean, I don't know if it'll be the mold or something else that they say that something's in the main power generator, and they go, "Oh, you don't want to open that." So I'm like, is that going to be like a near final boss or something where like there's something really bad inside that, or maybe something just very sad, which we'll see. Anyway, yeah. So it's just all sort of utilitarian at this point. We kill the poo, flush it away, go back, turn on all the generators, fight some dudes as they spawn in as you put the generator stuff in. I mean, it's not too different from the combat as last episode because we've only just moved on a few minutes from when we last played, really. I'm starting to, but at this point I've got my shotgun, and I'm starting to use telekinesis even more than I was before.
Yeah, well,
And that trend will continue.
oh yeah, telekinesis is insane. I think at this point, I started getting kind of frustrated at the combat. Because there's no regenerating health, and at least at this point, there's not really a good way to get more health.
Well, just kill people.
Yeah, but then you got to get out there to pick up health.
Yeah, that's Doom.
So, like the combat here, this is where I started getting a bit frustrating. But a little bit later, when we get more powers, they kind of introduce something which made me less frustrated.
It gets you more health.
Kind of in a roundabout.
I
way.
don't know what you're talking
no,
about.
it's
This
not-
is very interesting.
No, I think it's well. When did you pick up the powers? This is something. I think at this point I did have two outstanding quests, which were optional, which got me 2 more powers, and I hadn't.
I didn't get those next ones until quite a bit further than this.
Yeah.
Because at this point, because the where do you don't get those until the research, which we haven't gone to yet. Yeah. Oh, and there was one that we both could have got at this point, which is in the field testing. I suppose we're talking. We don't have to talk in vagaries. This is a game club. This is what we did, which is the safe.
Yes.
But neither of us knew you could shoot just the small red blocks to take down a red door. We just thought it was like a power we'd get later or something. So neither of us did that until later.
Yeah. And so this is that particular ability, and that one is you just put a shield of rocks around. But this was when I realized that's one you can use to get more health. Because, like, you can lose a lot of health. I'm pretty sure when you get down to basically 1 health, it stops from.
Yeah, and you do regenerate up slightly.
Yeah. But it was when I got the shield, I realized, I can use this to heal because there's all this health from people I've killed. I can now safely go out and get it.
This is the difference between you and I, James. I already had a method for doing that. It was dash.
I actually don't use dash that much.
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I zoom about.
Yeah.
I dash up to someone and shotgun them in the face.
And I think this is about the point where I realized I like the combat, this health system, because they could have very easily done put in some regenerating health. Like it's a pretty standard thing.
I think with regenerating ammo, regenerating magic, regenerating health would have been a step too far.
Well, what I kind of like is we've just said 2 different ways that you can actually regenerate health where they haven't resorted to just going hide behind a corner and it magically comes back. Like, no, if you want that health, dash out there.
You've got to move.
Use the shield to protect yourself while you get it. Like, there are options, but they almost had the constraint of let's not have regenerating health. What else can we find? And they didn't even tell you. It's just you have to just kind of figure it out with what you got. And I appreciated that. Like, it was like, okay, so I have to play a bit differently.
And often I find in fights, like I kill a bunch of monsters at one point, then I go off and then I'd be hurt. I go like, oh, wait, run back to the earlier part of the fight where I killed all those guys and I didn't need any health, and there's like a health pack waiting for me basically. But I just had a moment because I've got some of the footage running to remind me of things while I run, and there's some weird things with the checkpointing system in this game. there's a lot of weird choices in this game, and I think we'll get into more of the criticism this time. Because like, whilst I'm having more fun, I'm also like, yeah, there's some problems.
Seeing the
here.
cracks a bit.
Yeah, no, nothing terrible. But so okay, I was doing that fight in the water pumps after I've turned all the water pumps on. Now I've completed the mission at that point, but I'm still fighting some dudes. Big guy kills me, takes me to the last control point, which is outside of the pump room, but the mission's still complete, so I never have to go do that fight.
Oh, okay. See, I had some stuff where a boss would kill me, and like it would just respawn me. I just go back in and fight the boss again. Like like there was one point in particular where I died, and I thought I was gonna have to replay a bunch of stuff. But it seems that the checkpoint
in ritual whatever.
Yeah, I think it was there.
Yeah.
But it seems like the death is even maybe a bit more like Bioshock, where it's like, I know, you just basically respawn outside.
It just totally respawns you.
Yeah.
But it's weird, like, those control points can be, like, not super far away, but not super close to where you were either. You're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll do... Oh, wait, there's actually no content here. I'm just going to, I guess I'll do nothing.
Yeah. And it's going to be some spawns. I'm just going to run past them. I'm starting to do that a bit now.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't even get that spawn sometimes. I'm just like, well, this is all the area I just ran through and did all this stuff.
Yeah.
But all the stuff's done, so I guess I just do whatever now. So yeah, we eventually do that, and then we turn the power on. And there's nothing really exciting there other than a bunch of fighting. Any thoughts?
No. Nah, it's still, I hadn't
Yeah,
really
go back.
got much new stuff by that point.
Yeah, and we get and we take down the countermeasures, and we pretty much head back up to executive, and we get sent on our way for the old boys club. I think is the next big mission. Now, things that are so I'm starting to involve myself more with the upgrade system.
Yeah,
and it's got so many strange choices. There's all these different currencies from materials, which you have no real control over what materials you get or anything. They're just in lockboxes or from enemy drops. And you can... So you've got your weapon, and then you can have... well, so far I've got 4 weapons. Have you got all those 4 as well?
Yes, I've got 4. And I think we use different weapons. I think we actually use a different set.
Well, I was just using the pistol and the shotgun, but I've started playing with the one that's the weird railgun.
The Pierce.
Pierce, yeah.
Pierce is
which
awesome.
I thought would just be a sniper rifle, but no, it's a massissive railgun that explodes people.
Yeah, and I think it like goes through multiple people as well. No, that's
yes.
See now,
which is
now I've got like this. See, I've also got my TK to a point where I can throw anything, including people.
Yeah.
And forklifts. I can throw forklifts now too.
I just went up to the heavy objects last night. Yeah.
But I don't necessarily want to kill people, like especially like the exploding thing, because if you pick them up when they're on low health, one of the things with the advanced TKs, you can pick up low health people. If you pick up the exploding thing, it turns into a grenade.
Yeah.
So PS is actually conflicting with that a bit because it's just too good at killing. Especially with like some of the mods I put into it, where I think I've got it set to do like plus 40% damage when zoomed or something. I'm getting some good mods.
And it's I've got, because there's the other power that we haven't mentioned yet, which we get, which is the X-ray box, which is a mind control device. So when an enemy is low on health, you can possess them. And I've actually got a bunch of my my personal mods to increase that possession speed and stuff like that. But again, if you're using Pierce, kills them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I need you at like 15% health.
Well, that's
all.
There's probably a good synergy there with the other one is spin, which is I guess like the minigun one.
An SMG sort of thing.
Yeah, and I sort of use that for more close range. And that one's good at just like ripping through health. So that one you can probably use for like more controlled, get them on low health. Then
that's
pick
pretty
them
much
up.
what I do.
And I think the other mod I've got into that is like plus 80% damage after a kill. So it's like it can just rip through people for a while.
I just I haven't used that. Do you know if it still works if I kill someone with that, then I hit someone else with a chair?
I'm not
Does that
sure.
cancel the 80?
I'm not sure. I kind of wish that it was a little bit more MMO with like
if they put some numbers up to let you know.
Or it's like a status effect or something, like a little icon somewhere to say, hey, you've got like 15 seconds of plus 80% damage, or like I don't quite know.
Because boy howdy do I throw a lot of chairs in people's faces.
Oh, I throw so many things.
the problem with TK is that it's just too fucking powerful. It is the hardest hitting thing in the game. It has all these uses. Like someone's firing a rocket at you, just hit it. It'll automatically grab that rocket and then throw it back at them. It's recharges really quickly. It's like I bet you could get through this entire game only using TK.
I mean,
if you
there
wanted.
are some enemies which counter it. Like
other than just dodge?
Oh, just the dodging. So there are some where you can't really throw anything at them, so you have to mix it up. But I just find because I throw a lot, I run out of energy, and then it's like cool. All right, I'm going to use a gun for a while, but the recharge is so fast. There's this nice kind of like cadence between swapping between the two, and just keeps.
Well, that's the thing because
really
you've got a whole bunch
fresh.
You've got a whole bunch of recharging abilities. So your ammo recharges, your I just keep calling it magic. Your magic recharges. So whilst one's down, you can be using the other, and you just sort of get a good rhythm with that stuff. Because I'll often my gun's empty. It's like, wait, I can hit them with a chair, which is always good. Anyway, so we're heading to research, and going down, and we get sort of the big lobby fight. I wasn't a big fan of that one. I had to do a bit too much, cheesing it near the end, where I'm, just in the distance, just trying to shoot people. Hit him with a few chairs. But anyway, and that's where we worked out how to take down the red doors. Well, I did, and you seemed to accidentally do it.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure it out later. Yeah, then Paul's like,
it's like, just shoot the things, buddy.
I probably threw a forklift at it and just blew them up.
I don't know if you'd have focus. So that's when I oh no, we'll get back to that. I'm not gonna. I'm skipping through my own footage to remind myself of things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I then when I did a diversion, I went back to executive. So all the control points also act as a fast travel system, which is really useful.
Mm-hmm. You know, something kind of surprised me with that is they don't theme it. What
do you mean? There's no explanation in game.
They can 100% just say, these are the interconnected control points between the oldest house and their doorways between. They could have just, that's it, done.
Why aren't there just light switches there?
Yeah,
and you pull a light switch to move to the next part.
I just thought that was so strange because it does feel a bit weird to me that that it makes a point of you've got to get from place to place and things spawn. So it's getting around. It feels oddly gamey when they could have given a perfectly good lore reason for how I get around. It's weird.
It's true.
It's just not a major thing. I just thought it was odd.
Yeah, you're right. That is very strange. Anyway, I suppose we get a weird puzzle room with one of those weird lobby things. Where you had to trap it in the garage.
Oh yeah, I don't like those things. I don't find them. Yeah, so they're the anomalies. I don't even know what you call them. But
they've normally they're only in the other plane of existence, but one of them came through.
Yeah, and you can't.
And there's some story around that.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool story.
You can't kill them. And I thought that particular puzzle, I thought it was confusing. I just didn't find it very satisfying.
I didn't.
Because I think it was something weird with doors. It wasn't. There was one button to close them all, and I don't know. It just didn't really feel that intuitive. When I did it, I was like, oh, okay. I guess that button closes everything. Where I thought it might be, I have to take it through a certain way, or yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly clever.
No,
I totally forgot about it until I was just going through notes before. Anyway, go through and we meet Marshall, the security head, and that's also around where we get the X-ray box, which was cool. I mean, we don't really need to step through this point by point, do we?
No, we'll just walk through,
So anyway, you meet her after I'm starting to really get into the wild firefights now. There's
I think at this point there's enough options that they're getting kind of more interesting.
Yeah.
I like the Healy orbs that they introduced.
Oh yeah. The big.
Because
also you realize what this game is, James.
What?
We've got the weird mess of shaped blobs. We've got these big spheres. The whole world's brutalist. This is the sort of enemy design we wanted from that XCOM game before they changed it all.
You're right. It is
geometric shapes.
It is.
We want to fight geometric shapes. Damn it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I do want to
big
fight
spheres that
shapes.
you got to take them out, or they're just healing everyone.
Yeah.
What I like about that is that it's not like they're healed infinitely. You can still kill them.
Yeah.
But if you don't kill them if you don't kill the people being healed fast enough, they'll just regen up.
Yeah, so like, when you hit them with Pierce, it's not that much of a problem.
No. And then when you're shooting the sphere and it basically runs away, it's got a really cool effect. I like that one.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like it just meant that I had to move around and like try to find the orb while avoiding gunfire. I don't know. Like, it was a nice thing to kind of throw in and kind of mix up the dynamics of the fight.
Yeah. No, it's good at the moment. Yeah, because we've got the exploding enemies, we've got the regular grunts, we've got guys with rocket launchers, we've got snipers, we've got the healing orbs. Did I mention the exploding guys? We've got the flying guys. We've got the big tanks.
There's some flying guys in wheelchairs.
Oh yeah, I've only
chairs?
really been in that one area.
Yeah,
so
I
far.
didn't quite pick up what they did. Like, I don't think they dodged. I don't know if they're lobbing grenades.
I think we just killed the disabled.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that was just the handicapped hiss. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Handicapable.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and then we get up to the top of research, and that's when we get into my favorite room so far, luck and probability.
Ah, yes. Yep.
Which is just like there is there's a thing with a 4-leaf clover in it, and I took that, and there's just a whole bunch of like luck stuff around.
Yeah, there's like lucky cats. There's,
it's like, oh shit! I'm like,
horseshoes and-
I'll steal the 4-leaf clover. That'll be my funny thing. And then you come back when you've got a high enough level so you can get into the next room with the pass card. And that's when I discovered it was a puzzle.
Mm.
And that's when I discovered this game has puzzles that aren't a part of missions.
Yeah,
They're just in the environment.
And I kind of wish that I'd found that one myself, because I went in and I started fiddling with it. And I noticed that, if I did certain things, there'd be certain reactions. But because the game just did nothing to tell me there were hidden puzzles, I stopped.
And
but-
now I'm starting to realize there's more of that
Yeah,
stuff around the world,
but-
and I'm getting more interested in going back and going through some existing areas to find
Yeah,
that stuff.
I kind of like that they didn't tell me. Like, that was a fun little discovery you made, and now I want to go back and play with more things. Now I'll spend more time.
And I'm not even going to detail it in here. Just know that there's a cool puzzle there, and you get a costume out of it. So now if you look at the footage next episode, because I got it at the end of this episode, I'll be in a gold suit. Oh, yeah. Look at me. Fancy lady. Which leads up to, I guess, like the boss fight of this mission, which is in that ritual area. And yeah, like there's a big wave of enemies, and then at the end of it, you've got some grunts with you, and then you've got to fight your first sort of like big tough guy. And it was funny when I first went through it. I did the fight. I was doing lots of like mind control, so building up an army of my own, and then the guy came out and he throws stuff at you, and you hide and you sort of sneak out, but more mobs are coming in, and I almost had him beat, but then he took me down. I'm like, fuck. So it reloads, and I run down there, and you don't have to do the first fight. It's just the boss. It's like, okay. And all the grunts have respawned, the friendly ones, so there's guys there. And I'm like, well, what happens if I just run at this guy and shoot him with my shotgun a bunch? Oh, he dies very quickly. Oh, okay. So a fight that I'd spent, I don't know, probably only like 4 minutes on the first time. Took me conservatively 40 seconds. I'm like, oh yeah, this fight's very easy. But that's the game sometimes. It's, it can just be... being aggressive can pay off as long as you're not going to be taken out. And there, yeah. So anyway, which then basically leads us to our next big... So we've gone down to turn on the thing that makes more of the suits.
Yeah, the Hadron
Any idea how to make it
something, HRAs or something? Resonant something or others?
Do you remember that there was a punch card puzzle, James?
Well,
not really punch card, like a note
where you
puzzle.
had to like go look around. They had like some whiteboards where you need to figure out the sequence. Yeah.
What really disappointed me is that I saw 2 whiteboards. I'm like, okay, great, that's all the information I need.
Yeah.
Solved it. And then there were like 2 more. It's like, if you really didn't get it, let us give you every fucking possible hint you could have. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, not only that, at that point, Marshall is telling you, maybe you should look at these whiteboards.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like, come on, let us fucking play around for a
Yeah,
minute.
I actually felt a bit like like at that point, I found the whiteboards. I knew what I was trying to do. It was just a bit condescending. They were like, yeah, I know
It's like, at least set the timer to 10 minutes before
Yeah,
you
like
start
there's something
saying,
before you
hey,
start. 'Cause
maybe you should do the one very obvious thing that's here.
It's not a complicated puzzle. Like,
No,
I feel like
no.
they could have, trusted me a bit more to figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a puzzle game, but it was a bit...
Mm.
Also, but what I did appreciate was that, so up until now, you've had a couple of locks where you've got to make those weird symbols with a little interface, which I mostly get, but it's sort
Yeah,
of
I'm kind of
one
the same.
weirdness
I
to
kind
it.
of half get it. There's a
Yeah.
bit of brute force and a bit of planning.
So I'm really happy when you've got to put those things into the computers, you just say, oh, this one from a list. You don't have to make each of those shapes using that weird interface. So, good. I'm happy. Let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Fine. Yes. Okay. So then we get sent off to go to, we need to get whatever from the Black Rock.
Yeah, this is
Mine.
when they start introducing thresholds.
Sorry, what was that?
This is when they start introducing thresholds.
Yeah. Well, I'd already run into one when I accidentally went to the Cigar Ash maze.
Yes. So that one I'm excited to go back and explore more when we're actually meant to get to it.
So we might leave that until it's more interesting to talk about.
But I
'Cause
think
at the moment it's just a mystery.
because one of the things we was talking about last episode was that it's a crazy fantasy setup where nothing much is really going on that's that crazy. But
Yeah.
I think now with the thresholds, starting to see a bit more of that. Now we're starting to see into other dimensions a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm kind of happy that we're not just seeing kind of more office, like things like the ash room, whatever it was called, or the Black Rock mines. Like they're starting to look more visually distinct.
Yeah. You take another trip to the motel on your way there, which is they started to be explained in the lore a little bit, but I'm still not great at reading.
Yeah, and there's
I'm
someone,
like, no.
there's someone there saying,
tell
I think
me.
they're outside or something. There's someone asking. There's a voice this time.
Yeah, there's a voice outside. Yeah, someone asking to come in.
Yeah.
And the puzzle is a bit different. You've got to I think you've got to match the room so that they've got the same setup in them.
That's
Like the middle room, you've got to adjust.
What I did, and continuing the theme of the dream world puzzles are super dumb, but it's okay because it's a dream
They're super
world.
dumb in a way that
Yeah.
as soon as you saw the things, that's what you tried, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
for sure.
it's dumb but obvious. It's like this doesn't make
that's
sense.
actually
But
what
it's a dream.
I like about the puzzle design in the dream world is because it's like the first intuitive thing you want to do, even though it makes no sense. Which is kind of how dreams work anyway. Like it's just like you have a thought and then that becomes the narrative of the dream. It's like, well, that's how the puzzles work. You look at it like, I probably have to make these things match. Like, yep, that's it. What are you gonna do?
Let's do it. So when we get up to this room eventually, after a big fight, and they're like, "Oh, there's a monster. There's a monster in the next room." And I'm like,
I forgot about that fight. Yeah.
time to get some fucking monster
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
With all the bodies on the way when you're going up to it.
Oh yeah, so many bodies.
Ooh,
and it's this
monster.
weird bird thing.
Mm.
And did it ever even do you know how it hurts you? Because I don't know how it hurts you.
So it's kind of stealth until it comes up to you, and then I just threw something at it and knocked it back. And then eventually I figured out I could fire pierce into the blur that when
And
it's
that hits it
stealthing,
too.
and that hits it. I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought,
Yeah, well, it would uncloak. I would hit it, and then I would shoot it with my shotgun.
yeah, I was expecting that thing to be like, even have a health bar. Like, okay, it's gonna be like the first
real
boss,
set piece boss.
Because so far the bosses have really just been introducing new enemy type.
Yeah. There's been oh, this is dangerous, and then it's like, oh, now it's a standard enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, this one just felt a bit flat. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I killed it.
I think because we didn't know when we were going to stop playing, and you said, oh, how much have we got? Well, you got this, and there's a boss fight, but I wouldn't worry about it, man.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
'Cause I think-
Which was a bit disappointing.
I think at this point, because I played through the first part of the game, I've been playing for a while.
Yeah. I kind of it's actually been pretty good at mixing up the environments. Even though it's all in a building, it's and similar architecture. Just the tone and everything is pretty good. And then of course you make your way across the threshold, and we go to the Black Rock Quarry, which is a huge mine in another dimension.
Yeah.
And that's when it's can look real wild and different. I like that it was tantalizing, but not actually that long.
Yeah, I thought the size of it was good. Like it wasn't like this massive new zone. It was more like here is a biggish area. I enjoyed the kind of big gunfight at the end of it.
In the quarry itself.
In the quarry itself, because at that point I was using Pierce a lot, and that was a really good fight for long range sniping.
Well, see, that was my problem. I thought, can I set off these explosives without alerting them? So as soon as I put all the blocks in place, suddenly it just kicks off this fight. But I was in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, I'm actually...
and so I think I got through it first go, but my god, did I shit myself.
Yeah.
Especially when like the big like juggernaut guys are coming in and they're like, oh god, I haven't dealt with multiple of these at once, and just throwing off TK everywhere and just shooting blindly, and yeah, it was a real good fight, real satisfying.
It's something I'm glad they haven't done yet, and then they might do it. They haven't had just the stealth section with the kill. Like, it's the kind of thing I'd expect in a game like this, but I'm just hoping they don't. Like, so far it's still being very active.
I mean, they haven't encouraged you to be sneaky at all.
No.
There's no backstab. There's no nothing.
Which I kind of like, because it seems like they could have gone the angle of, there's like a stealth element to this, but no, it's not that. You're about shooting. Service weapons there to use.
So I also like when you're heading out of there, they bring in all the blurry blobs, they'll call them. Like there's a lot of those to run around, and then a lot of heavies as well. It was the first fight that I'm like, I'm just gonna run past this.
Yeah.
And then I got to the other end and I started pot shotting them from the other end of the mine. But it was it was weird. Also, I got back to the control point at the beginning of that area, but I forgot you could fast travel, so I just started walking all the way back.
Oh, sometimes I will actually just walk, because I don't mind traversing through the
The
environment.
game world's not that big.
it's-
There's a lot of shortcuts once you get through an area.
So sometimes I will just walk, because there will be things that I've missed along the way. Like there'll be some room that I can get into now because I've got the keycard for it.
Although I hate the fact that the loot box system means that, okay, I'm done in a room. Now I'll just walk around the corners of the room just in case there's one behind this shelf. It's like, that's not interesting exploration. Especially since it's like you don't get anything immediately cool out of those boxes. It's like just another crafting material, which I don't understand.
Yeah, there are some rooms like the post-it note room you mentioned before. Because like that was a cool room, but what was really in there? I think there was one crate and maybe a couple of lore pieces. Like,
yeah, I bet. Well, I mean, the lore stuff probably has some writing to the story attached to it. But I bet also there's probably if we paid a little bit more attention, there's a little bit more environmental storytelling there.
There might be,
But most places are just, this is a warehouse. We keep boxes here.
Yeah.
Where you led me.
Yeah, so then we're heading back, and we get the most disturbing moment in the game.
I need to get this
When we
present
get back
marshaled
to,
before it's too
is
late.
it Emily? The
Emily Pope.
Yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, Black Rock. Oh, I've been trying to get them to experiment with it more, make weapons out of it, not like knives. Yeah, we use them for stabbing and gouging. And it's like suddenly she's like really, really pumped up. I'm like, maybe you're not all above board, Emily.
Yeah, maybe there is something else going on with it.
Because we haven't touched it. I think I mentioned it to you in private, James, when I was like, continue playing this game. I'm like, this game is so fucking stupid. In a fun way, but still stupid. In a bad writing way. It's like, you meet Emily, like, I can't tell her. I can't trust her yet. It's like, I don't know about this. I'll start working with them, but, I can't reveal my secret. We don't even mention the ghost that lives inside you. Anyway, I can't mention my ghost friend or my real motivations. And then you go and shoot a bunch of people, and your character says, well, I guess it's time to trust Emily.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until he pointed it out to me. And then I thought, wait, what has Emily Pope actually done? She's done nothing but stay in a room. Why would I trust her now?
It's like they're a video game about shooting guys.
Yes.
And they want to have some character development, but they also can't have those characters going around doing stuff in the game because that's very complex and all that. So it's not like a buddy co-op game. Although it would be good if it was co-op. Imagine TKing stuff in co-op.
Oh, yeah, I could see there.
Actually, you know what? I'd go a co-op multiplayer Control 2.
Yeah.
I'd be down. But yeah, it's all these characters' motivations and everything. This is like a secret society. This is the Men in Black, and you get in there, and admittedly, they do give you the story reason of you're the new director from Magic. It's like, so you're the Magic, but everyone's just like, hi, yeah, we're a secret society. Would you like our secrets? You know, there are these other secrets, but I don't know them. But I'd tell you if I knew them because I love sharing secrets, and that's kind of the tone of most of the characters. Yeah. And then we wrap up, starting the next mission, finding out about our brother Dylan. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things that, I mean, if you're listening to this point, you should have seen this cutscene, or you don't care. One of the two. It's all good. Where they're basically like, oh, yeah, he was very, very skilled and talented, but now we have to keep him under quarantine. He's in lockup because it's dangerous.
Yeah, like he was being groomed to be the next director.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, it's like, yeah, there were only two possibilities. Because he was always going to be alive, because that's the story. Yeah. It's like, he's either basically the source of the badness going on, either intentionally or not, or he's being exploited in some way. Like earlier in the game, I thought he was going to be what's in the power plant.
Yeah.
It's like, those are really your only two options. Yeah. He's like either the antagonist, either by director or the fault of his own, or he's just he's really, really being fucked over by these guys, and they really are evil.
Yeah.
I hope everyone is a bit evil. Emily's got to be evil.
Yeah.
Good.
I really want to learn more about Janitor. I don't even know if that guy's. I have no idea.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
It's very heavily telegraphed. So. I mean, I was watching Hudsucker Proxy again the other day, which, as I remember, all janitors are God.
Yes.
So that's what we learned from that game. What else we mentioned? I just want to say weird things with the controls I keep having. The actual switch between weapons, like sometimes it just doesn't fucking work.
Okay.
I just hammer on that button a bunch. Like if it's in the middle of certain run cycles or something, it's like, please change. I need the different gun now, please.
Yeah, because they are very situational. What gun you have?
Yeah. Exactly. And the other is, I don't know how much happens to you, but sometimes Jessie just puts her head in front of the crosshair.
Oh, there are some times where the camera drops down a little bit too low.
And like she's not put on the side, they put her straight in the middle.
Yeah, no,
I can't see fucking anything.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times as well. Like it's never like killed me, but there's just
but it
probably like 4 or 5 times it's happened. I'm like, Jesse, you're kind of in the way. You're in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, but what I also find, so they've got the switch shoulder button, which is R.
Oh yeah, which I never use.
Oh, don't I use it all the time, especially when I'm like shooting around pillars and stuff. But also, I unintentionally use it all the time because R's reload.
Yes.
And I still can't stop myself reloading, so I just am randomly switching shoulders all the time. Yeah. Okay. Any thoughts before we close up this episode?
I guess maybe some of the problems I've started having with it.
Yeah.
And I think this like I'm no good at directions at the best of times. There are times in this game where I really struggle to find where to go. Because majority of the time, it's very well signed. They'll be like, go to this particular place. And you're like, okay, cool, I'll go there. But every now and then it's not. And because of and I think the example I gave you was I was trying to find my way to the Blackrock lab. And the signage pointed to a shortcut I hadn't opened yet. And I was deeply confused as to where the hell do I go here? Because the map itself, it kind of overlays, even though it's on the one level.
Yeah, I was looking at that before because I was doing a side mission yesterday, and I was like, I've just got to go here, and I was trying to access it from completely the wrong area because I was going below it, and I actually had to take a completely different path to get there. I suppose it needs like a Metroid Prime 3D map.
Yeah, like just something, because it's just, for the most part, the navigation works just from the signage, but just every now and then,
especially anything that needs tunnels and stuff like that.
Or after we finished after we finished playing up to this where we are now, I went and then did a bunch of side stuff because I need to go back and find all the stuff that I missed from losing my save anyway, get all the resources and things. And I kind of like that this game you can play a lot just going around doing stuff. Like there's there's a lot to do.
Oh, yeah,
Side quests
there's-
and things like that.
And a lot of side missions are situational, so you
Yes.
have to go somewhere to get them.
Yeah.
And then there's as I said, there's the sort of random generated ones as well. So you can just keep playing this game
Yeah.
for a while.
And there was one I had which was like go talk to plants.
Yeah.
And
I did that one too.
Yeah, it's quite a big area where you had to go talk to them, and they didn't put any markers on the plants, and there's plants everywhere.
Well, they did put. Oh, you mean on the map?
Yeah, like this. Yeah, so there's been a couple of times where
They
like,
got a big white dot on them in the game.
oh no, there was one where I think it was kind of tucked around the corner. I've noticed this that with these kind of things where it's like go find the things, there'll be one where it's just like a little bit out of the way, just a tiny bit. But yeah, like it's there are some missions I want in the game where I want that more traditional. Can you just give me like compass or something, or like just like something to point me in the direction of what I have to go to? Like, but then there's other times where I like that I need to explore around to find where I have to go. So it's like I almost feel like some of the quests it gives me just aren't that suited for the kind of game it is.
That talking to plants
Yeah.
quest is just funny. Like, there's literally no combat involved. You just
It
walk
is
up
just
to
talking
6
to
plants
plants.
and talk to them. But you get rewards, so
Yeah.
good for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also that none of the optional quests in this game are optional.
The timed ones are optional.
Oh, sorry, I mean like the side quests, like the non-randomly generated quests, particularly
Yeah.
for the powers. Like, I made the mistake of thinking that I don't have to go do this safe quest, or
But did you get a quest for the safe?
yeah, there's a quest for it.
Oh, I never got the quest. I just did
Yeah,
it.
where I feel like these are critical to playing the game.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't really make you think that. So this is another kind of weird choice that they've made.
I wonder, because you know the first one getting the carousel
Yeah.
horse.
Which you could just not do.
Yeah, but see, like, I did not select the mission. I just went down that corridor. So none of them need you to select the mission. I wonder if... I think they give you the optional mission just to, like, to make sure you don't not go that way eventually.
Yeah, it could just be that. Like, hey, there's a thing. Probably
Because
go do it.
they don't mark everything on your map. It's not like they mark all the blocked doorways and the power-ups and all that stuff. So maybe it's just their one way of going like, you know how you saw that hallway? You really should go down that hallway at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we wrap that, man?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Okay, so because we don't know when the next cut point is, I will be putting that in the description of the episodes on YouTube. I did that with the first one. So that's the way to keep up if you want to play along with us. Put any messages up if you want. Otherwise, I hope you just enjoy our rambling.
Yeah.
And
can,
we'll catch you all
Jump
next
onto
time.
our Discord as well if you want to come and have a chat with us about the game.
Yeah. Discord.8.5bit.com, and that'll get you there. Okay, catch you all later, folks.
Thanks, everyone.
Gonna click.